Hey guys, so this video is just gonna be a video over the lights I have on the outside. I just got done installing some new ones, and so I'll kind of go over the new ones and just kind of talk about all the lights I have on the exterior of the car. So I use ledconcepts for all my external lighting. I've just started with them, and I've loved using their products ever since. So here's the little app. It has a bunch of different functions you can choose from. It has a color wheel that you can set it on. It has some preset light colors you can set. I'm just gonna kind of go over the full system and what everything is, and so that way y'all guys can kind of see what I have on here and see if it's something y'all might want for y'all's car. So I'm just gonna start it on green. So from ledconcepts, I have the 8-piece rock light kit. So we have one rock light right there and another one back here, and so they light up the wheel well pretty well between both of them. It allows you to cover the front and the back at the same time. I have two rock lights in each wheel well, so that makes 8. I got the indicator lights from ledconcepts, and I just kind of stuck them behind my door handle. These are the old versions. They are like little, normal LED strips you would get. They just have 3 LEDs in them. I'm going to switch this one out eventually for the one I have on the other side because it's their newer ones. They're made out of metal. But I'll show y'all that in a little bit. But the FJ Cruiser has this whole little, I guess it's kind of like an oval circle section behind the door handle. And so when I put that light on there, it just kind of lights up that whole little section that you can stick your hand in. I think it's really neat. It just kind of looks cool, and it's just something that's just kind of different. I haven't seen it. I've actually have a couple of friends who have something like this, but their LEDs are a lot smaller and they can't change them. It's just still colors, and so they have an on-off switch. These are actually RGB, and they I can do anything with them on the controller. I also got another set of indicator lights, and I put them behind the where the bulb would usually go for these little mirror lights. And so these will actually light up the same color as everything else. The front wheel well, we have 2 more rock lights, one there and one here. And then we have the ledconcepts halo ring. And so the other side is the exact same, except for this is the new version of their indicator lights. So it's a smaller strip. It's actually has a metal case with like a frosted kind of plasticky lens on there. It's a lot smaller. I just have double-sided tape holding it on. It seems to work really well. It has the exact same effect as the one on the other side does. And this mirror has the same thing. And so what we can do is go into our app. And I have everything on the same controller. So when you change one thing on through the app, you actually change every light on the car. So these are the presets I have. They're white, purple, green, pink, and orange. And so like if I hit white right here, it changes the rock lights, the door handle lights, and the mirror lights, and the halos all to white. Same thing with purple, same thing with green, same thing with pink, same thing with orange. When you open the app, it actually gives you this full color wheel you can select from. And so you just drag your finger wherever you want the color of, and it changes your halos accordingly. And so you can kind of play with it and get certain colors you like, just something like that. And so like let's say I wanted to make this baby blue one of my presets. What I can do is just press and hold on the preset button right there, and it automatically changes it. So that one I had white, and so I'll put it back on white. And once again, we just press and hold, and it changes it for us. And so that way you can have a couple of presets you like to go to, and you can just flip through those really easily without trying to get it every time perfectly on the exact color you want. Also we have this brightness function, and so we can have it on a color and we can make it, you know, really dim or really bright depending on where we are. I think it's just a nice little feature built into the app, and it allows us a little bit more control over our LED pieces. If you had different controllers, it would show up under here. It would show up as the same thing, and you can turn them on and off right from the app right there. You can make groups, and then you can also turn them all on and all off right there with these little buttons down here. So all on, all off, and then you can make groups if you have, you know, more than one controller. So there's a function category, and so I'll kind of go through those and show y'all what they do. First we have our 7-color crossfade, and so what that does is that goes around the color wheel, and it just cycles through every color it can kind of make. This little bar that was our dimming bar is now our speed bar, and so if I want to make it scroll a little bit less, it still scrolls, but it scrolls at a slower rate. This is normally how I have it for shows. I actually probably have it set high 80s-ish, and so if you're looking at it, you can kind of tell that everything changes color, but it's not, you know, going at so fast a rate that no one really wants to look at it. We have our red strobe, we have our green strobe, blue strobe, yellow strobe, cayenne strobe, purple strobe, white strobe. We have our red and green, and so every other one it will trade between red and green. We have a red and blue, which makes my car look like a cop car, especially if I turn it up fast. I love doing this for fun and stuff. I don't try to pull anyone over or anything, but it's just kind of something fun to play with when I'm in my garage and whatnot. We have our green and blue crossfade. We have our 7-color strobe, and so it emits a flash of light, but every flash of light is the next color in the sequence, and so I don't really use this a lot. It's kind of hard to see, but, you know, it's just something kind of fun and cool to look at. There's red strobe, green strobe, blue strobe, all the previous strobes that were the crossfades, and so this is just more of a flash than it's just a bright flash of light instead of a nice little transition. And then we have our 7-color jumping. And so what it does is it jumps from one color to the next, to the next, to the next. I personally like the 7-color crossfade because it kind of slowly goes between the different colors. This one just kind of jumps between them. It definitely gets people's attention a little bit more, but you know, whatever. Also, this M plus and M minus is the mode, so if you just want to go between single modes, you can hit the buttons, and it will cycle through the whole list for you. We have disco, and so when I talk like this, if it's next to music or whatever, it will actually play to the beat of the music it recognizes. And the dimming switch we had now turned into a microphone sensitivity. And so if it's a little bit sensitive to your liking, you can turn it down, and it will pick up less noise, and you can kind of fine tune it to your application. So what that looks like is how sensitive it is right here. And then you can turn your microphone on and off. And then this kind of shows you what the lights are doing as they're doing it. You can custom make features. I made a custom mode before. I think the app updated and it didn't save it. But you can go in here and add whatever colors you want, and then you can tell it gradual change, jump change, or strobe, and then you can set the speed of it, and so it will kind of do whatever. I think the one I had in here was so yeah, if you just kind of hold it like we were adding them, it deletes it. And so I think the first one I had was pink, and then like a baby bluish, something like that. I think this one was a little bit pinker, more so than purple. And so it's kind of like a pastel-y look. And so you can actually save it. So you can save a name for it. So I can say like pink and blue. And hit save, and it'll save it right there. And so I can go in here and make another one for like, let's say you want to do like a, like one for New Year's or whatever, and make it like red, blue, and white. One second, let me. And so what it will do is it'll gradually go through. Let's have it jump. There we go. And so it's red, blue, and white. And so it's good for like New Year's or 4th of July. I'm just going to call it July 4th to make it easy. 4th. Hit save. And so if we want to go back to this one, we can hit apply, and it'll start going to our first one. Second one, apply, and it'll go to our second one. I'm not sure if there's a limit on how many you can make, but you can save at least a few different ones you like doing. Makes it kind of fun. This is a timer, and so if you want to add a timer for like 1 minute, and it'll turn off, then we can say confirm, and then we can set a delay for it, but we can say send. And so in 1 minute, it will turn off everything. Yeah. And so I normally don't have it on just because, my schedule kind of varies throughout my day, but if you're kind of consistent, that's just kind of something fun you can do. But yeah, I think that's pretty much most of it. Also, you can go in and select music. And so if you want it to dance to certain types of music, it can do that. And you can select different presets. So if it's a little bit too jumpy in one category, you can turn it down to a different category and try to get a more a better selection for the type of music you're listening to. And then there's also camera. And so if I really like this blue right here, I can do capture color, and it will give me a code right here in RGB of what that color is, and it will display it on my car. And so if I really like this blue, which I actually kind of do, I can go in here. It says red is 0, green is 146, and blue is 204. And so as long as I can remember 146 and 204, I can come over here to our color wheel, and it has the exact same code right there. And as we change it, it shows us the different numbers. And so if I wanted to get red 0, I'd come to the outside. Green is up here, blue is here, and red is here. So if I want to make it more green and less blue, I would go up towards green. I want to say it was 146. and so it'd be somewhere right in there. And that should be something close to what we had earlier, even though I know these numbers aren't exact. 146 and 204, and we're at 140 and 255. I mean, I think it's kind of close. Also, you can do auto, and so it'll kind of show you what you're looking at. Let's see if it'll pick up the red. No, it's too small. Maybe it'll pick up my wall. So it's trying to pick it up. It just reads my halos right now as white, and then as I go over the car, I think it tries to merge different colors depending on what's on your box. So I can hit that, move it over to manual, and it will keep it in that color category. It won't change the color. Auto, it's whatever's in the box it tries to make a color. So if I move off, it will change. It'll just take it right off that color. Manual, whatever's in the box, you have to hit capture, and it captures it and kind of locks it in for you. So if you want to go over here and try to represent that color, you're probably going to want to be in manual mode. So I think that's pretty much most of the features for these. I'm going to turn them off because I do have more lights. So I have LED headlights in here, but the LED headlights also have RGB lights built into them, and so it's like a RBG running light built in with a LED headlight. And so what you get is you get a little button controller, which I have mounted right here. You click it on, the blue light comes on, and we can see our halos are lit up. I normally keep them on this like whitish bluish just because it kind of looks like a running light. But if we go over here and open up the xkglow app, we can see that they change. I've them paired together, and so they kind of do the same thing, but as we can see, it's something kind of similar to what we had with the other app. It's kind of like this color wheel looking style, and then we can see we get different colors as we get out. So the first thing we see is there's solid, breathe, and strobe. Breathe is kind of similar to the crossfade in the other app, where it's kind of like a flash, and then strobe is just your bright flash of light. And so with this little wheel, it actually sets how often everything does. And so this is the pulsing and then the strobe. This one is a little bit more even in its strobe. We can see it's not like just a bright flash of light instantaneous and then off. It's definitely more of like a flash on, flash off. Chameleon has the same thing. We kind of have the picture thing where we can go and select pictures. I don't think I have it. I don't think I have it allowed access. These were all features that came with the app, and so we can see it kind of going through and doing its own thing. It kind of starts off slow, and then it gets faster. Precision heat is just kind of like an orange, yellow, and red flash as it goes through it. Valentine is just kind of like a pink and white little nice kind of flow through the colors. Tropical Island is more like a flash that dies off and then a flash. Ocean Breeze is just kind of a constant bluish white that it kind of goes through. Our emergency strobe, which I think can be kind of useful if you're ever in an emergency, you can just turn this on and go. Especially if I come over here and turn on, my other lights on something that looks kind of like an emergency. Like if I had all of them on white flashing. We we can definitely see how this would grab a lot of people's attention, especially when we come down here and see the different colors. But if you don't have anything else and you just kind of have these, it definitely kind of gets people's attention and it lights up your whole headlight. If we go back over to the app, there's, other different functions it has. I'm not going to go through all of them. And so you can select if it just controls one or both. It has music, and so you can add songs, and then motion. So what this does is it measures how fast you're going. And then it measures how much motion you're doing, and it makes the colors go brighter or dimmer depending on your motion. And so what I can do is you can actually scroll on this wheel and make it a lot more sensitive or less sensitive. And so depending on what you're doing, so if you're driving, you're probably going to want it on, a brighter or a less sensitive one, so that way it does stuff better. This is just single color, and so it'll get brighter the more you move. Multicolor will actually go through different colors, and you can add like patriotic, and you can customize it the exact way you want. And so it starts off white, and then as we go up it goes to red, and then at the very top it's blue. If you just kind of do like this, it kind of goes back and forth between red and blue. But it has a bunch of different presets that you can go through. Here's a rainbow. And so the more you move, it kind of goes through all the colors of the rainbow. We can, make it more sensitive. And so as we kind of go through here, we see kind of all the colors of the rainbow. It's just kind of something to play around with and see exactly what you like. We can go in here and create a new one, do sensitivity and color and all that like in the last one. But I think that's mainly about it. This kind of goes through like all the different products they have, and so if you're looking to do other lights built into this system, this is actually what I have. It's the headlight bulb with demon eye. This is more the demon eye function, and then the headlight is just the normal LED headlight. Just for fun, I'll turn them on and show them to you. They get really bright because they're LED. And then we can turn them back off. So I think that's mainly about it. The only other real light I have on the back is when I hit this switch, it's just my backup light. It's really bright, but I love it for backing up. It casts a really wide shadow, and it goes a pretty decent distance. So if you're backing up or whatever, it's pretty nice for just kind of backing up and seeing in the dark and stuff like that in general. I think that's about it for the outside. I might go over a video on the inside. I'm trying to get some more lights for the inside, but if I don't, I'll do a video. If I do, I'll do a video on the inside as well. Just to kind of show y'all what I have on the inside. But I think that's probably it for now. So if y'all want to see more lights, more videos, tell me what y'all want to know about the car. I've done quite a bit to it. But I'm trying to make some videos going over everything I've done to it, so if there's something you kind of saw but I didn't mention, just let me know, or something you've seen in the other videos, let me know, and I'll try to make a video over those as well. So like and subscribe if y'all like the video, and I will see you guys later. Bye.